thanks for agreeing to do this interview. Next, I wanted to start with the first main question. What was your study, a STEM field? And maybe afterwards, you can also take me a bit through your academic journey to before you started your company.
Yeah. Actually, the first time that, I had my computer, that I was a primary school student. So it actually came with the support from my parents, especially from my dad. One time he came home with the very big box, and he said that, Melda, I have a gift for you. Guess what it is? But you're like, the 9-10 years old girl, what you could imagine. And I'm 35 years old. It was, like 25 years ago, knowing that someone has computer and also has an internet connection, it becomes wow. So he had bought me a computer, and during that age, we have living rooms, dining rooms, and the bedrooms are separate. So we have a big wood dining table. And of course, that was the most valuable part of the house. So we put a computer on it. It's many things, monitor, the keyboard, speakers, a lot of things. And then he told me, okay, this is the future, Melda, you need to learn how it is. And I was, obsessed about skateboarding that time. And then we made an agreement. He said, okay, the first, I will go to the computer lesson for an hour or 2 hours. And after that, my dad would take me to the skateboarding area. That was a good deal. And then, when I started, I said, okay, how it works, who made this, how it's working, what is the meaning of the internet connection, and the many things, the questions over questions. And it also inspired me, and it take me to the tech world, to where I start wondering who codes the website and how people communicate through them. And then I start, coding when I was 12 years old. So I was able to code, of course, the basic things, the Pascal, HTML, and the many basic things, but it helped me to go ahead comparing to my friends, of course.
Yeah. What did your friends think about it? Were they also interested, or did you have friends who were like, no, I don't know what you're talking about?
They were thinking that I'm crazy. And I was, they keep talking about it. You know what, this, when you click here, it becomes this, and the many things. And I remember that now, we have, the absolutely amazing computers, and it's very soft, it's super silent. But 25 years ago, it wasn't, you didn't have that luxury. So it was like, the Flintstone style, the keyboards is very loud. And my mom was waking up in the middle of the night, and she was coming to my room, and she was telling me, Melda, can you please act a little bit silent? I cannot sleep because of your keyboard noise. Imagine that she was complaining. And I was telling, Mom, please close your door. I said, I cannot close because it's so hot. It's, you don't have the luxury of AC in every room. So now, every meter square, you have a dedicated AC. But that time, it was a too luxury. Yeah.
Very, very cool. Very interesting. So what happened next? So clearly you had a passion for, I would say, computers, and then you decided this is what I'm going to study. So then
exactly.
Where did you go next?
So I don't know if you were keeping the diary. So it was a very popular activity.
No, because I knew my mom probably would read it, and I was like, I won't make that mistake.
So mine was locked. So
I was also like, yeah, we can lock it. And I was like, this is not a challenge for anybody.
I know some people that they created their own alphabet in Turkey. But also I know some people that they write it down how to, the code it and how to decode it. I know someone that, her brother decode what she wrote. Anyway, it's another thing. It's a bit Sherlock Holmes story or the Da Vinci Code. While I was 13 years old, I decided to study computer engineering. Yeah. So all my focus, all my efforts was one direction. Study computer science and become a computer engineer.
Yeah. Wait, actually, before we continue what your academic journey was, why did your dad bring you a computer? Did he think like, I think she would like this? Did he really like it? Is there a story behind that as well?
So I was always, the focus on the science too. I was wondering, but it was a big dream. Having a computer and that kind of computer, it was a wow, I wouldn't afford it. So it's a lot of money, you make the installments. So it's even still now, if you want to buy, the as very advanced computer, even laptop, the MacBook Pro or the other things, you have to pay a lot of money. And during that day, it was a lot. So I think my dad believed that that will be the future and where he could inspire me. And he told me that, I bought a computer for you because this is the future. You should learn how to do it. And you should be one of the first one who can, navigate and understand. But the funny side is that, I was collecting the magazines, especially from the UK one or the US one. One part I can't forget, that was saying that now is the digital age. Instead of writing a letter, instead of having a pen friends, find an email friend that you can send an email to friends. I love the idea, but I have a little problem that no one around me has email, even don't have a computer. So I open up 2 email, sending an email to each other.
To yourself. That could have been your diary.
Yeah, exactly. And I still have this account, by the way. I'm not using it for, my friends, but as a memory, I still keep it.
Do you have any old email addresses where you're like, wow, this is the username I chose for my account? Because I recently discussed this with some friends, and I remember I had 2 awful ones, and one of them was because I used to play tennis on, and it was like Exona_champion. Imagine having to give that email address to what's your email? Oh, Exona_champion. Or another one was people, sometimes my nickname is Eggy. So my other email address was Eggy Girl. I was like, my goodness. Yeah. Do you have any of those?
Happens. We were all there. I mean, it happens. It's normal. Did I have a weird email? No.
Like Melda Skater Girl or something, or
no, but I use nicknames. I think it's the charming nicknames I used. And one part that I remember, that time I was using the chat rooms, but in chat rooms, unfortunately, still the disadvantage side is harassment. So to avoid this, one of my cousin advised me to use the boy nickname. So I was using this chat rooms with the boy nickname, and then to protect myself to be harassed. Imagine 13 years old, 14 years old girl in that age, and still people when they are 20 and 30 years old, they are still digitally harassed. So that was the thing that I was doing. And funny enough, and I love talking to people, and I have many friends, some of them professors, some of them security guards, some of them waitress, some of them doctors, and I still in connection with a couple of them that I met in the chat rooms.
Wow.
One of them become psychiatrist, and we were talking 2 years, and then she told me, I was thinking that you were a guy and we were so along. I was thinking that maybe we could flirt. I said that no, definitely not.
You were basically like a early stage catfish is what you were. Yeah. All right, so let's get back to what was specifically then your academic journey. So if someone wanted to basically become you now, how would they go about it?
I think the education is extremely important. You need to educate yourself. You need to learn a lot of things. So nothing happens out of blue. You have to invest in it. So what I see, people are don't tend to work for it enough, and everything comes so quickly.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I ask with the kids, they say, I want to be YouTuber, I want to be influencer. I haven't seen anyone that I want to be the computer scientist. I hope there are, and I hope I didn't meet them. But it requires a lot of work, a lot of dedication, being consistent, being patient, because technology is the thing that keep changing. So which means in return, this person should keep improving herself.
Yeah.
And I think before studying computer science, the first one is trusting yourself, believing yourself that you can do it. Nothing is easy and nothing comes for free. Everything has a price in this life.
Yeah.
So it costs you either money, either years, either experience, either emotions. So it's not an easy journey, but it's not impossible. So it can be done.
And on that, what are some maybe like issues you encountered, or like maybe now that you can look back, some situations you wished you had handled differently while you were, because I would assume that there's not a lot of women in this field.
Yeah. Yeah, there are not a lot of women and the percentage is really low, but I think we need to look at it where it comes from. How many, there is a population, but the nature balance itself. So it's not like in the world, like the 30% women, 70% men. There is no number as far as I know, at least. So once we look at this primary school education, how many kids, how many female they get in the math and the science and how it moves forward. So this number is important. And the second is culture, because many times that people are surprised and they say that, oh, really? Are you going to get married? Are you going to have kids? How are you going to balance your life? Or sometimes they say that, really? Are you a computer scientist? And sometimes they see that I'm in Forbes list. They say that, really? Was this you? Oh, I'm surprised. You don't look like.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what are you talking about? But now I decided to take it and get it and, have it as a compliment.
Yeah.
Because before that I was saying that, what do you mean? Do you think that I don't look smart? Or do you think that I look stupid? But now I said that, yes, thank you very much. I think I'm good enough, not bad, and above the average. And then I think, that I'm smart enough, that I'm passionate enough, that what I am doing. And also the second thing that I realized, we maybe as women are more, not accepting the good words. We say, oh, no, thank you. Oh, no, and thank you. And one of the articles that I read and which I added to my life, when someone compliments you, when someone congratulates you, instead of, the feeling shy or embarrassed, say that, yes, thank you. If someone says you that, okay, you did an amazing job, they said, okay, luck. No, I said that, yes, I worked for it and I did an amazing job. So that kind of, the acceptance should come. And in the morning, I was reading one article, again, it was in a Harvard Business Review. It was saying that male, they feel more confident when they say no, and they don't care that much like women, not to be likable, but women tends to be likable. There is no rule like that. So we don't need to push, and we don't need to put a lot of effort to make someone like ourselves. So that kind of things, this is when someone sees you, when someone's surprised at you as a woman in tech, that's not your problem. That's their mindset. It's not a problem as well. That's just how they pursue, how they, evaluate the world.
Yeah, I guess you can take it as in a way, you've helped this person now change their perspective, and just a little bit, they can say next time they see a woman in tech, they're like, oh, actually, I know another one, and it becomes more normalized that way.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
I like that. Well, and then I guess also, can you tell us a bit about what your company does exactly? And I know we talked about it yesterday,
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, it's very interesting. And, what was your motivation to
Also,
start this, to start
oh my
this particular company?
I want to, yeah, this AC. So.
Yeah.
Oh, the company name is D14.ai. It's a Dubai-based company. It's a incubator program in 5 that we graduated. So the first point that I started as solving the scheduling problems in the industry. Why? Because that was my own problem. When I was studying computer engineering, I wanted to get the courses for the psychology and then business administration, where I think I should improve myself. But I wasn't allowed to. And they say, no, you cannot. And I was thinking, why? The professor was okay with it.
Yeah.
I have time and I can technically enroll this course and there is a free seat for me to sit.
Yeah.
And it's actually a scheduling problem. Who will be doing what and where and which conditions? So it applies to many industries. So we, the work with, for example, Saudi Arabia government just to solve a scheduling problem in the logistic in healthcare. And now, once you are in the business, you taste the market, what market asks for you, what the clients need, what the world needs. So we get in the hospital, in the healthcare industry, actually the clinic. So we have 2 products right now. One is called Xhufe, which is the workforce management, who will be working where and how and what they're gonna do. And the second is the D-Health, which is the social smart clinic management, where we can optimize the doctors, patients, and the nurse time, and how we can create personalized patient journey. So the mission is, and actually our vision is helping people to have healthier life with the help of AI, and building a system that actually really understands the healthcare providers and patients and help them to have healthier life.
Yeah. Do you see it going in the future? What are the next steps? Are you still sort of kind of trying to really focus on this and make it the best it can be?
I'm a person that firstly I have the very humanitarian values. I really want to help people.
Yeah.
So that's why in my free time, I help women in tech. I help, the women, how they can want to get in the tech, how they can build their business, and then many that kind of things. So some people, they think that it's a social responsibility, but I want to add this value to my business. And when you the focus on the things that make you happy, satisfies you, except financially, you also make money out of it.
Yeah.
So that's why currently where I see that we add a lot of value to people's life with this software. And on top of that, what we can do, we can extend our borders. Like, for example, we do the online booking and we do the personalized journey, maybe touching a little bit mental health and then the other clinics. So there are a lot of opportunities.
And I think we briefly mentioned also that there's still people, well, in our respective countries as well, that might not have access to tech.
Yeah.
You think that's also maybe something, because I also see here an opportunity for educating people just how to use tech and stuff. Is that also something you're interested in?
Exactly. That's actually, I'm also the United Nations mentor in the UAE. So that part, that I'm also, the personally also helping, especially disadvantaged region for females, how they can improve themselves and how they can, they accelerate their career in tech.
Yeah. That actually ties in nicely with my very last question. What would your sort of best advice be or suggestion for young girls who obviously will feel motivated after watching this?
I mean, the first is believing yourself and dedicating yourself what you want to achieve. This is the first rule. So when I talk with the people or the speech or the anywhere that I go, or maybe, the social life, I'm not, the super active on this, the Instagram and the Facebook, but I try to use it. People think that they say, wow, how you do it because your family supported this, many things. But on the other hand, I'm not coming from the richest family in Turkey.
Yeah.
So what I believe, people create their own luck. People, they create their own chances. So just starting, we have a saying, if you don't taste the bad apple, cannot, define the value of the good apple. So you need to pick it. So you need to try. Life is, the short, and also life is long. And someone's life, 6 months, even a year actually is nothing. So even a year, you can change all your life. And when I went to Dubai, that was literally luggage and really nothing, a little bit, a couple of $1,000s, which I worked for it. And then when I focused, I was alone and I made it. So everyone can make it. If just you want to focus, and you should believe that you can do it.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very good advice.